Alrighty, Ben, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. Let's make sure we are recording. I think we are. I hope we are. 1 second. Yep, just checking the old
Check that the button is
the
red.
clock is ticking. All right, so we are here. It's a Tuesday night. Hello, everybody. We're from the Good Movie Monday podcast, so we would like you to go back and have a listen to that on all of your podcast platforms, wherever you get your podcast from. And we talked about weird science fiction movies, and we had an interview with Gary Alkidi, the director of Sons of Steel, and that was heaps of fun. So go and have a listen. Right, so what are we doing? We're reacting.
We are reacting.
Reacting to a movie we saw at the cinemas the other night, which was
Don't spoil it, darling.
Don't spoil it. The hashtag for this movie is "Don't spoil it, darling," and it's the new. Who directed it? Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde, yeah.
It's the new. I don't know what you'd call it. How would you describe the genre?
The Stepford. It's a Stepford movie, I guess.
It's a Stepford-ish kind of movie, and it is like the hashtag is "Don't spoil it, darling," because it's a very difficult movie to talk about without revealing stuff. There are movies I want to compare it to, and I can't because that would just fucking give everything away.
Give it away, yeah.
But look, this is a movie I really didn't like at all. I found it really laborious, and I was drifting off through this movie.
I actually upon reflection, it doesn't bother me anywhere near as much as it bothers you.
Yeah.
I found it difficult to sit through.
Yeah.
Like, it does belabor the point. Like, they could have cut 20 minutes to an hour out of it without any damage to the plot.
Yep.
Which, it's very, I guess it's almost like Truman Showy.
It's very Truman Showy, and that's not giving anything away right there because the trailer kind of gives you that.
Gives you that. But it is like it's kind of a 50s set, kind of suburban.
It's very Pleasantville.
Yeah. Where they live in this idyllic community, while they're all the women stay at home and look after the house and prepare food and are waiting at the door for their husbands to come home.
And part of the story, which is in the trailer and is not a spoiler, is the fact they know they're living in a utopia. They know that they shouldn't leave, that if they do, then the rest of society is going to hell. So we know automatically that we're in a, what do you call it, like a bubble.
Yeah.
Right? And Chris Pine plays the guy that runs the show. Like, he's the guy that just sort of, he's like the overlord of the community.
Yeah, it's very much like a kind of a cultish society.
Yep.
And he is the cult leader, so they all idolize him.
Yep.
To the point where like he wears a tie, they're like, I wonder why he wears that tie. Where do I get that tie? I knew I should have worn a skinny tie.
Yeah.
He doesn't wear a tie. Oh, I knew this was a casual. Like they berate themselves for not.
Yep.
Kind of fitting in with whatever he says and does.
And yes, and look, what I did appreciate about it is there are a lot of little things scattered along the way, little like Easter eggs to let you know when you get to the flip in the story that you kind of things make sense in hindsight.
I mean that is, to me, that is kind of part of the problem with this film is that, and I don't know if it's an Olivia Wilde issue or a studio issue or just a screenplay issue, but they really do signal the turns.
Yeah.
It's like, funnily enough, the big gasp, and while we were watching it, there is one scene towards the end of the film that elicited a major gasp from the crowd.
Yeah.
It has zero to do with the plot.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Totally. But also, I feel like the person that gasped the most probably wasn't keeping up with the story. Like, I don't feel like they were on board with what kind of film this was.
Although I will say, but the event that caused the gasp is one out of character for the film.
Yeah.
Like, it goes against the kind of the perceived rules of the universe that they live in, and is then unexplained.
Yeah. This is the other thing. There are things in here that I don't think had resolution, which annoyed me. And we spoke about this when we walked out of the cinema. It's like there's a major thing that happens, it recurs. There's a recurring thing.
Yeah.
But they don't explain what that is. And I'm talking ambiguously here, but when you watch it, you'll know what I mean. But they don't resolve it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, maybe I need to go back and see, did I miss something with that? I don't want to go back and watch this though. Like, I did like the performances. I thought Florence Pugh was good. Harry Styles was actually quite good.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of him on screen.
The only other thing I can remember seeing him in, which I thought he was quite good in, was the James Nolan,
Oh, the Christopher Nolan.
the Christopher Nolan, sorry,
The Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's only in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. That was
and
his,
he's just like
that was his
he's
debut.
there, he's good looking,
Yeah.
he's heroic, but then he's gone.
Yeah. And you know what? The other thing about this film, I must say, and we won't prattle on about it too much more, but I feel like the controversy behind the scenes of this film, because it's generated a lot of controversy with the Shia LaBeouf stuff, the fallout with Olivia Wilde having their phone conversation revealed. Have you heard about all this?
No.
Okay,
What
so
happened?
let's try to think of it. Olivia Wilde went on a TV show in an interview and said that she had to fire Shia LaBeouf
Right.
because of difference of creative differences, as well as she wanted to protect Florence Pugh from his aggressive approach to acting, right?
Right.
And Shia LaBeouf came out and said, that's bullshit, and here's my video phone conversation. And he released a video of Olivia Wilde driving and talking on the phone video, saying that Florence Pugh is the problem, and that I want you in this, Shia, and I don't want to lose you. We have to sort her out, right? So she got caught red-handed, right?
Yeah.
And then the following controversy is the whole spitting thing with they presented the film whatever country they were in, and you had, I think it was Olivia Wilde and Chris Pine sitting together, and when Harry Styles rocks up for a split second, he spits into Chris Pine's lap, and if you freeze frame it, like Chris Pine's like looking down like this, and that's a controversy. Like, why would he spit? You know,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But I feel like all of this controversy is to kind of distract you from the fact that it's not the greatest movie.
Yeah.
I feel like they've done a final cut. They're going, ugh.
I mean, yeah. Look, it looks great, but that's not enough.
No. There's an intrigue.
And it doesn't
to
even look. Yeah. Look, there. You know, it's got all that stuff, but none of the stuff really is stuff you haven't seen before.
Yeah. It is the Stepford Wives for a new generation.
Yeah. And then with the stuff it leaves unanswered, and I swear, you know that I'd be very interested to see if it is the same place. But you know, there's one scene where she she goes to the place where all the men work, and it's it's on top of this kind of mountain, and it's this spherical kind of thing. It looks really similar to the place in that movie Harper, where Paul Newman tracks down the cult.
Yeah.
And it's
might be
Strother
a-
Martin. I
might
was
be
like,
a-
I wonder if it's the same place.
Might be a throwback. But anyway, there we go. That's our review of Don't Worry, Darling. We'll leave it to you whether you want to watch it or not.
Now I'm going to go look at that video.